Hey, what's up, community? I wanted to jump in and speak a little bit about uh, living, traveling, eating with severe food allergies. You may have seen, or you may not have seen, the story about a beautiful young influencer. Her name was Dominique Brown, and she's a beautiful influencer, black girl, loved Disney, and she passed away tragically because she was at an event, I believe it was last week, and ingested something, ate something that she was allergic to. And so as someone with food allergies, this hit me really hard because there's countless times where I've told a server, told a flight attendant, told whoever that I have an allergy, and then they're like, no, it's fine, there's nothing in there, and then I eat it, and then I know immediately my whole day is going to change, my whole night is going to change. Am I going to have to go to the hospital? Do I need to bust out my EpiPen? Like, what ride am I going to go on? And that is like truly a frightening thing. And so I just wanted to offer, a couple of tips for folks who, one, have food allergies, and two, friends and loved ones or event organizers, tour operators, how to deal with food allergies. Number one, if you have food allergies, always have some Benadryl on you. It's really, that's my number one tip. And Benadryl, depending on the severity of your allergy, it will help, but you may still have to go to the hospital. You may have to use an EpiPen. It's situational. But I have Benadryl in random pockets, in clothes, in bags, and there was a time where I didn't have health insurance and I didn't have EpiPens. And so if you don't have an EpiPen, try to get one. That's easier said than done. They're very expensive. But if you're an international traveler, see about getting them internationally. I bought EpiPens in the Dubai airport. There's a pharmacy in the Dubai airport, and I bought EpiPens after I had a scare on an Emirates flight a few years ago. And that's a whole other story. Emirates was terrible. I will never, ever mess with them. And this kind of goes to my next point. If you're an event organizer or tour operator, whatever, you really need to make allowances and be very, very mindful and intentional about people with food allergies. So briefly, I was on a flight to Cairo, and the menu listed chicken with pine nuts, beef with pine nuts, and I'm like, okay, well, I can't eat any of those. And it had some appetizers, hummus, and this other thing, and so I was like, cool, bet, I'll just eat the hummus and this other thing, which looked like red hummus. I told the person, the flight attendant, I have a nut allergy, so can I just have the hummus and whatever, the appetizer thing? And so she was like, sure, no problem. And then I start eating this thing that I thought was red hummus or red pepper hummus. It was not. Found out later it had some kind of walnuts or something in it. Did not know. The flight attendant didn't put two and two together. And then so I have anaphylaxis on a flight. Not a vibe. Not a good time. Had to take an EpiPen. I had an expired EpiPen. So I used that on the flight. And then they gave me an oxygen mask and everything. They do have EpiPens on the flights, but the thing that I found out that was most interesting to me and problematic is that the flight attendants don't know what's in the food. They're like, oh, we don't know. And when I talked to Emirates, when they didn't have a section on their website to note peanut allergy or anything like that, they basically threw it back in my face well, it was your fault. You should have noted that in your reservation, which doesn't make any sense because you didn't have nowhere to put it on the site. But anyway, that's a whole long story. And the reason why I share that is because event organizers, tour operators need to take this very, very seriously. People can die, as we see this has happened to this beautiful young woman, and so whatever you can do, maybe it's going to be more expensive to if you're planning an event, to actually, find out what's in the food. Don't just use Cisco or whatever the heck company it is. Like, actually work with independent chefs, and make sure that they know the food allergies, and also like make stuff that doesn't have common allergens. Like, you don't have to serve things that have nuts in it. You don't have to serve things that have shellfish in it. As a shellfish lover, I get it, but also like, I'm not pressed. So just thinking about, what are the things that you can do? We live in a world where our food system, everything is processed and sucks. And, made in a factory with peanuts, made in a factory with soy, made in a factory with whatever. So if you're using independent chefs and cooks, then you'll have a better control over what's in the food, and you can better work with people who have allergies. And my last thing, this is super long always, is that if you're a friend of somebody that has allergies, I'm so grateful for my friends. My bestie, if I forget and slip up to tell the waiter, she'll be like, excuse me, my friend has an allergy, something. So shout out to Christine. I see you. Thank you, boo. But honestly, even if you're traveling by yourself, put it in a notes app in the language of wherever you're going, before you go, and show it to folks. But also, if you're traveling with people that have food allergies, just try to be aware, try to help people out, learn how to administer an EpiPen. It's super easy. Be an advocate, have a tag team, because I promise you, it's really, 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 really exhausting to be doing your job. Like me, as a person with food allergies, if I tell you that I have a food allergy, I'm trusting you to tell me what's up. I'm trusting you to make sure that I don't die or have to go to a hospital. So, it works both ways. And, I just feel really, really, really sad for the family and friends and community of Dominique Brown, and, blessings and prayers to her and her loved ones. This was preventable and should not have happened. And I pray that, we as a community learn from her story and lift up her story, lift up her work, so that this doesn't happen again. Thanks for listening. Take care of yourselves. Bye.